Hello, everyone, and welcome to my beautiful home. As you can see, there's my baby grand. Oh, wow, this is so hard. Right there is my baby beautiful grand. Yes, I do enjoy to play. I love it. All right, welcome, everyone. Charles Dobens here. I want to talk to you about a very cool new offering that the Multifamily Investing Academy has put together. And it is something that's just going to change your world. It is absolutely one of the most powerful tools I've ever seen in multifamily investing. Everyone has to have it. Everyone has to use it. It is when you're done watching this webinar, it's going to absolutely blow you away. Hey, Gail, we got new stuff since last time we talked. So batten down the hatches. It's going to be a cool ride. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Charles Dobens. I'm a real estate attorney. I'm an investor. I'm the founder of the Multifamily Investing Academy. I created the Multifamily OS program for multifamily investors. And I'm the guy whose team has created this Charlie Chat tool that gives multifamily investors a very serious edge over the competition. And what I'm about to share with you is something that I've dreamt about all of my investing career. This isn't just another shiny object. Charlie Chat is the tool that we all have been waiting for. It is your AI-powered sidekick. It's built to help you find better deals faster, underwrite smarter, market your business like a pro, and automate all aspects of the multifamily investing life while using the power of what we call machine learning, otherwise known as AI. And today I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it all works, why it's different than anything you've ever seen before, why I consider it to be the greatest tool I've ever seen in all of my investing career, and how it can completely change the way you do your business. And I know that sounds like a lot of hyperbole, but just give me the next 50 minutes or so, and I am positive you will be clamoring for access to what I'm about to share. So let's dive in, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start as if I'm brand spanking new. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go out and go to the multifamilyos.ai. And that's going to take you to this login page. This is our sales page, our landing page. It shows you some of the things that you can do with Charlie Chat, questions you can type in. Here's some screenshots of what you're about to see live. But what you're going to do over here is you're going to sign up. All right. And I'm going to go through the different options that you have once you sign up. But for me, I'm just going to come right here and log on in and go ahead and wait for my code to arrive, which should be momentarily. Because that's how fast these things work nowadays. Let me kick on over here. And there it is. Let me grab this code, jump back over, put it in, and hit verify. And I am logged in successfully. So here is the welcome page, where it all starts and finishes for Charlie Chat. So from here, you can use Charlie Chat just like you would any other AI generated thing. But the way it works with Charlie Chat is it has taken 20 years of my content and loaded it all up into AI so that you can ask me questions. And when you ask it questions down here in the Ask Me Anything block, it will sound like I'm the one giving you the answer. It's so very cool. What I'm going to ask is if any of you out there right now have any markets that you're looking for, and just go ahead and, or if you want me to focus on you, like I saw a couple of people in here already, tell me where you're looking, and I will use you as a guinea pig throughout this whole conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and let's say, for instance, we come down here to Charlie Chat, and we decided to ask it, hey, I don't know where I should be looking. Where is the best 5 multifamily markets for investors today? Now, the problem, and just so you understand how this machine learning works, is sometimes when I type in a question, it doesn't give me the answer that I'm expecting, because sometimes it isn't listening, or the question, the way I phrase the question is not the right way to do it. So you might need to go back and ask it differently. But in this particular case, they just gave me 5 markets that I can look at: Phoenix, Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, Nashville. These are some pretty interesting ideas. If you want to, like, what about secondary markets for multifamily investors to invest in? Let's get a little bit more granular here, because we want to, these are all very strong primary markets. Let's see if they can give us something a little bit lower. Maybe we can dig down deeper into markets and start looking for deals. All right. Salt Lake City, Charlotte, Raleigh, Tampa, Indianapolis. Let's look at Indianapolis. Let's say that we're going to start out the focus of our first market. Now, one of the things that you're going to see happen is, as we grow, we're going to ask you, what are your top 5 markets? And Charlie Chat is going to be able to every week go into your markets, find you deals that meet your criteria, and push them out to you for analysis. You might be asking yourself, well, how will it know what criteria I like? Because it learns how you invest. It learns based upon what type of questions and deals you're searching for. So the more you use Charlie Chat, the more focused your search becomes. It's the coolest thing in the world. But right now, we're going to focus on one particular market, and that's going to be Indianapolis. So what I want to do is I want to come over here and type in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, now, if I go ahead and click search, it's going to pull up every multifamily property in Indianapolis. That's the beautiful thing about Charlie Chat. We have loaded in every single multifamily property in the country into Charlie Chat. And I'll tell you, folks, we find them all. And sometimes if we can't find them, it's because the assessor's office, or where we're pulling our data from, categorizes it differently. And one thing you will learn is, as you go through different markets, you become experts in your market, you will know exactly how to search for those particular markets. Like, for instance, we were just finding out yesterday that Boise, Idaho, you can't put in a search based upon the number of units. It doesn't work that way. So we have to trick the Boise market and have Charlie Chat look for properties differently in Boise. That's how it works. So what we're going to do now is, just to show you, I'm going to click search. And in Indianapolis, there are 11,294 multifamily properties. Way too many. We can't even work. You might be asking yourself, well, Charlie, it says 11,284. Yeah, because we give you 10 up every time you do a search. We give you 10. You see, depending upon which level of Charlie Chat you're going to sign up for, some of you will get unlimited searches, and some of you will be limited to 250, and you'll have to buy more searches as you go on. It's entirely up to you. So in this particular case, regardless of the 11,000, it's just too many. So we need to narrow this down a little bit. So we can click on advanced filters and start to hone the search the way we want it. Do we want absentee owners, people who are only out of state? Do we want properties that are bank owned? Yes. Do we want things that are going to auction? Do we want properties based upon the number of units? Or if you do this, you can use this blue button, which is the coolest thing in the world. If you want, you can just search for motivated sellers. You can just search for distressed assets, value add deals, comps, private lenders. The thing here is that if you're wondering, like, how do we determine what is a motivated seller? All you have to do is put your cursor over that, and we tell you what criteria we look for. For motivated sellers, we look for out-of-state owners who have owned for 10 plus years, and they're likely more motivated to sell. We look for distressed assets, which are properties with legal or financial pre-foreclosures, tax liens, REOs, or auctions. And you can just go ahead and click any one of these, and it'll search just on that criteria. So let's say we're looking for motivated sellers. Let's click on motivated sellers in Indianapolis. What did we come up with? What we came up with was 167 properties. 167 properties that are motivated sellers that the owner has owned them for more than 10 years. The owner is out of state. I like this. Let's start focusing on these. Now, I want you to notice one thing. Look at the number of units, 0. Well, how could that possibly be a multifamily? It's because of the way the city of Indianapolis gives us the data. So we have identified this as a multifamily property, but it's not telling us how many units. It's still multifamily. So what I'm going to do is there are several things I can do right now, and I'm going to walk through each one of them with you. First thing I can do is just click on this button right here. And all of a sudden, I get a little card about this property. Built in 1910, it's 115 years old. It's an absentee owner. If I want to see this, I can just click on this button, and here is the property. Let's take a look. This does not look. It's showing as multifamily. This might be the backyard of something. So this is not a great prospect. I'm not going to like this one. I'll move on, find other properties, 2 units. What I could probably do here is I can probably go and whittled it down a little bit more. And I'll go and look for properties that are, well, let's see, built. Oh, this one we can definitely get. Let's move this year up. Let's get newer properties. All right, now we're down to 1,263. All right, well, I'm gonna try it again. Motivated sellers, 20. Here we go. Now we got properties that are newer. So you start taking a look at these properties. You can start running through the cards, just taking a look at them. Or what I could do is I could come over here and click this button here. Let's take a look at this property. And it asks me, do I want to analyze this one property? If I say yes, and I click the begin analysis, now what it's doing, you're asking Charlie Chat to go through the parameters of this particular property and tell you what I think about the deal. All right, let's see what it says. There's all the information about the property. Charlie's take. This property presents an intriguing investment opportunity in Indianapolis. The substantial assessed and market value, along with absence of mortgage debt, indicate a strong equity position for the owner. The fact that it's corporate owned and in a flood zone may raise some concerns, but with careful due diligence, these factors can be managed. The strategy, offer. Start with a competitive offer slightly below the estimated market value to allow for negotiation room. Emphasize the quick and hassle-free transaction due to lack of mortgage balance. Contingencies. Include contingencies for thorough property inspections. What's the verdict? Definitely pursue this one. If I were writing the check, here's what I'd do. Strong equity position, absence of mortgage debt, and the potential for stable returns in the growing Indianapolis market make this property a worthwhile investment. Conducting a thorough due diligence and negotiating strategically can lead to a successful acquisition. Oh, wow. I like this property. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heart it. And that means I just favorited it. But what I'm going to do here is, because I'm only looking at 20 properties, I'm going to add all of these properties in here. I'm going to favorite them all. Now all of them are favorited. And once I favorite them all, I now control those properties in Charlie Chat. So if ever I do another search, I'm not going to be charged if you're using the type of Charlie Chat that where you have to pay for your searches. I'm not going to be charged again because I just favored these all. But here's what I do is, once I'm done there, I come over here to my properties. And as you can see, these are every property I've ever favorited, all right here. Now I'm looking in Indianapolis. I'm going to come on over, and these are all my Indianapolis properties. I have 30 of them. Now, one thing that I want to do is I want to get all the owner information on these properties. That's called skip tracing. Now, in the past, you would have to go out to like another program to do the skip tracing. Here, what we do is we click this button, skip trace, and watch what happens. It starts going through every single one of these cards. And as you can see, they get a blue border around them if we find the information. If we don't find the information, you can just look and see that we're missing the data. We don't have those owners in here. All right. I'm going to just scroll down and you can see it work. Here we are, just pulling up these properties. And as you can see, this one's showing 600 units. That's interesting. All right, skip trace is done. Now, what do we do? All right, let's start looking at these particular deals. One way we can look at them is on a map. There they all are. Well, I gotta move up here. And as you can see, they are all within the Indianapolis MSA. And if you come over here to the gray, we know that the average rents in that market are $1,400 to $1,800. Now, I'm going to need that information in a little bit more, but I'm going to go back to the cards and I'm going to start looking at each one of them. This guy does not have ownership information. Years owned 14, $30 million, not in foreclosure, absentee owner. We don't know who the owner is. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to review this property a little bit later. Now over here, we've got current ownership since 2014. They've owned it for 11 years. It is a 55-year-old person named his company's Cascade Investments. There's his phone number, landline. There's his email address. This looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and set that person aside, and I'm going to send them a letter. All right. And now I'm just for the sake of showing you how this works. I'm just going to run through all of these set status. Set status, and I'm just going to throw in different categories, LOI, just so you can see how this works. What I do is I come over here to the analytics, and this is what's going to happen. Every time you set up your own market, you can do this and look at the analytics just for Indianapolis. If you also are looking at Tampa, Florida, we can set Tampa up as another market of yours. And when you come here and click on the analytics, it's going to show you the deal pipeline for the properties that you have in Indianapolis. So if you're, or whatever market you've chosen. So if you're looking at this property, at this marketplace, you're thinking, okay, I've got all of these properties with no status. Maybe this weekend while I'm watching college football, I'll go through each one of these and figure out what to do with it. Here, we've got communicated. We can scroll on down. What we've also done is we've taken a look at all of those 30 properties and we put them into clusters. The first cluster are value-focused contemporary deals. We have 6 properties. So 6 properties out of those 30 look like they might be good value-add deals. Over here, we have strategic boutique holdings with negotiation potential, 18 of those properties. Most affordable entry points for maximum leverages. Oh, I like that. Let's take a look at that one. Or cluster 4, the modern portfolio with scale benefits, meaning look how big the average estimated value was, $29 million. So let's take a look at these 3. All right. This one looks interesting. Georgetown, absentee owner. This one, we don't have the owner's information. And then over here, we have a pretty big absentee portfolio. Let's take a look at this one right here. So years owned, there's his phone number, Bethany Village Apartments, Indiana, 85-year-old person. The person lives in Nyack, New York. You know what? I like this one. So I'm going to start communicating with this one. I'm going to set this as a communicated. And here's what I do. I check this white box and I come up here to generate documents. I click on generate documents and I can send this owner a marketing letter just like that. So I just created a marketing letter, and we'll let this blow up here for you. Let me just make sure. I'm going to go jump back over, make sure you're all seeing my screen here. Let's see. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let me switch this. And try this. Check this out. I just created a marketing letter for the person in Nyack, New York. All right. Dear property owner, I hope this note finds you well. I'm reaching out to express sincere interest in your property located at Shelby Street. I focus on acquiring multifamily properties in Indiana, and this building stood out due to its location, character, and strength of the local rental market. Whether or not you've ever considered selling, I understand that owning and managing multifamily assets can be demanding, especially in today's environment. I'm not a broker, and this isn't a listing solicitation. I'm a direct buyer looking to engage in a straightforward, respectful conversation about a potential off-market purchase. My goal is to understand your situation and see if there's a way to align my interest with your goal on your timeline. If you'd simply like to know what your property might be worth in today's market, I'd be happy to offer an informal valuation. No pressure, no obligation. You can reach me at this phone number, and there it is. All right. So here's the thing you need to understand. One thing I'm going to do is show you. I'm going to jump on back over there. Let's see. I'm going to jump back over to share my screen. Get over here to Charlie Chat. All right. So one thing that you need to see is up here when you sign on in, when you sign on up, first thing you're going to do is come over here and create your profile. Now, here is my profile. You're wondering how the phone number and the address all filled up. I put it all in here. And I also included my company logo, which is what you can do. So every time you go over there to send a letter, it draws that information in and it automatically makes a letter for you. We're also coming pretty soon. We're going to have an email template. So when you get this person who lives here, there's his email address. You'll just be able to click on the email address, copy the template, stick it in the email, and send it off. Now, let me show you how easy this is. If we do, let me see, we're doing all the cards. So I'm going to flip this card around. All you have to do is go along here. We're gonna let me see. Select. I'm going to, if I wanted to send a letter to every one of these property holders, just like this, all I would have to do is click select all. They're all been selected. I click over here, generate marketing letter. I click to generate the marketing letter, and look at that. I've just created 30 marketing letters that I can get out to these owners. And then pretty soon we're going to be doing the same thing for emails as well. All right. So let's see. What else can I show you on this? Now, what you also got to see that we have letters of intent, pricing analysis, and download the CSV. So if you want to send your own letters, if you want to send something off to REI print mail, all you have to do is come up here and download the CSV file for all this information and send it on out. You have total control over this data. It's yours. You bought it. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to do, if I'm still in the Indianapolis, let me go back to Indianapolis. There we go. I'm going to deselect all. Let me go back and do Indianapolis again. All right, so there's Indianapolis. Now, another thing, once we have taken a look at a particular property, what we're going to then do is analyze the deal. So let's take a look at this particular property. Oh, let me find this one right here, 18 units, okay? Let's take a look at this particular property, 18 units. It's been owned for 14 years. The last sale amount was $4,450,000. Okay. Let's go. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, pitch roofs. Looks like you have a central location. Central. There we go. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12 units per building. Okay, so this one looks kind of interesting. We could probably drive around here if we wanted to. I love how this works. When I was a boy, we had to ride our bikes. Look at that. Nice property. All right, let's get back to this one. I want to go after this property, Pebble Point Drive. Now, we don't know what this property is worth. We don't have any idea, but we're going to do a quick analysis. We come on over here to the property analyzer. And the first thing I'm going to do is clear this all out. So I'm going to be starting from scratch on this deal. I'm sorry, what did I say? How many units did we say this was? I'm sorry, folks. I'm supposed to know this stuff. I'm going to go back. Let me see if I just go back. Oh, it's going to be, all right, hold on. Let me pull it back up. Pebble Point, 18 units. That doesn't sound right. I bet you it's more than that. 18 units. Year zone 14. Yeah, because if it's 18 units, I don't know how the assessor's office. Yeah, it's $250,000 a unit. I find that hard to believe. And besides that, we were looking at 12 units per. No, not this one. 12 units. Let me make sure that you guys are all looking at my screen as I'm seeing it. No. So let me take a. Let me see. Kind of fat finger. Let me see. Go on, Charles. Okay, hold on. Let me jump back on over here. Get out of that. Come back over here. Share screen. Okay, so let me show you. This is the property right here. Now, the problem here is that, as you can see, there are quite a few units in this building. I do not believe, I bet you it's more like 48 units. Let's say it's 48 units because it's sold for 4.4 million. And it's whatever number it is, it's divisible by 12. Because as you can see, look at the number of, there we have 12 right there. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to say that this is 48 units. All right. So let's go with that, and then we're going to do the analysis based upon those numbers. All right. So let me jump back over here to the property analyzer. We clear this all out. I got to keep checking. Yep, you're looking at the right screen. All right. So what I'm going to do is purchase price way back when was 4.5 million. All right. Now, if you're ever wondering what to put into these blanks, just put the cursor right over it, and I give you an explanation of what you should be putting in here. We're going to put 20% down. The interest rate we're going to say is 6%. All right, because who knows? Trump just fired another Fed chairman, Fed governor, and let's see what he says. Amortizing loan, interest only. We're going to go with an interest only over 30 years. Closing costs we'll say is 2%, being generous. Disposition cap rate, I'm going to say is 6.5. I don't know quite what it is yet. Now, remember, we haven't done any analysis on this property. What we did know is that it was within the Indianapolis MSA, which means that the rents are approximately $1,400 to $1,800 per unit per month. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 1,600, right? Just give a nice average number. I'm sorry, 48 units. And the average monthly rent is $1,600. The vacancy rate, you're always going to put a vacancy factor. I'm going to say 10. Annual growth rate of 3. No other income, no income reducers. Now, I have to figure out what am I going to put in for the expenses. And I don't have a trailing 12. So how can I figure this out just so I can create a back of the cocktail napkin analysis of this property? I'm going to use the percentage estimate. All right. Now, if you're wondering, well, what number should I use? I teach my students that there are basic rules of thumb when using the expense ratio. It has to do with the age of the property and who's paying the utilities. So here's my rule of thumb. All bill paid properties are 1985 or older properties, typically. And in that case, you're going to use 60% of the gross income for your expense ratio. But those tenant paid properties that are between 1986 and 2010, like this one, because remember, they have all individual meters on the side of the building. Those are individually metered properties that tenants pay the utilities. And so in that case, you're looking at about a 45 to 55% expense ratio. And then if it's a tenant paid property and it's a newer built, then you're looking between 35 and 40% for the expense ratio. Those are the rules of thumb. So in this case, I'm putting in a 50% expense ratio and I'm going with it. Now, the next thing we want to do is see how well our numbers work just by looking at the criteria that tells us whether we have a deal or not. Right away, I can tell you, look at this. My investment grade is an A. Now that letter grade is my letter grade as an investment. It's not whether it's an A class, B class, C class, or D class. This deal as an investment is an A. I like this. Well, let's take another look. Look at this. Look at the debt coverage ratio, 1.62. All right, that's pretty high. We're probably not going to be able to make an offer that gets accepted where the debt coverage ratio is a 1.62, meaning we've offered too little. And then take a look at the cash on cash return. You're looking about 16%. Okay, that's pretty high. I doubt somebody's going to be giving away their property at a 16% expense ratio. So what we need to do to fix all of this is come back up here to the price. We're going to go up on the price. Let's go to 6 million. 1.2 debt coverage ratio, perfect. 5.26 cash on cash, not so good. and the total internal rate of return is 34%. Okay, now the reason why that's 34% is because I am giving it a disposition cap rate of 6.5%. The cap rate on acquisition is almost 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to change the disposition cap rate to 7.5 and watch what happens to the cash on the internal rate of return. It's going to plummet. So now we come down here, internal rate of return after I need to do 10 years. After 10 years, let's say 8 years. Internal rate of return is 15%. Yeah, all right, nothing great to write home about. 5.26 cash on cash. So what that's telling me is 6 might be too much. If we did 5.5, we're looking at a 1.3 debt coverage. We're looking at a 21% cash on cash, 8. That's the right price. So I would come in here and I would save this scenario, Pebble Indy, and click OK. Now that is saved to your system. It doesn't, we don't hold on to any of this information. This is all your information. So the next time you come in here and you want to find out what you offered, you can come here and load the scenario in. And then all of a sudden you look at it. Okay, I think 5.5 is the right price for this property. The owner's asking me what I think it's worth. And this is how you're able to do it very, very quickly, just like on the back of a cocktail napkin. Now look at it. It's still a great deal, A-. And if you click Charlie's analysis, I do a complete summary for you. And you can print that off, and we can print off a 10-year cash flow report, so you can take a look at that. Just to give you an example, I'm going to go ahead and I don't think it's going to share it with you. So, well, maybe it does. Let me see if I can jump back on over here to the share my screen. Oh, there's that. Now watch this. I'm going to show you another one here. Share my. That, go to the window. Look at, you can also pull up a 10-year report. This is where we give you a quick down and dirty of how much you have to put down, what it's going to cost you, what the interest rate is, what the cap rates are. Year one, 7.5%. So yeah, there you go. Projected equity, and then we break it all down. Now, as you can see, we didn't put down any income, any expenses, so it's all zeros. But that gives us an idea of what we can expect to see. All right, so now. Check this out. This is really kind of cool. And this is where you can just launch your business so fast. Now, let's jump on back over here. We're going to go back to that Indy property. And there it is, Pebble Point. I'm going to select this one. And now I'm going to make an offer. I'm going to click letter of intent. Now, what you have here are 5 different letters of intent, all drafted by me. All my students use these letters. We can use a short form. We can do a long form. If you want to make an offer as a master lease, I've got the LOI drafted for you. If you're looking to do an assumption, I also have the information right here, or sell a finance deal. These are all the template documents that my students use. And so in this particular case, here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on long form. And we don't know the owner's first name. I'm going to say, because it wasn't in there, I'm just going to put in his number. He lives at 12 College Road in Mondsey, New York. There's all his information. We're going to offer him $5.5 million. We're going to put down $55,000 earnest money. We're going to ask for 30-day inspection. We're going to ask for 45-day financing and 60-day close. And all we have to do is click the button, generate LOI, and it's done. There it is right there. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me do another one of these stop shares. Come on, where are you? I'm getting the hang of this. I actually like this. This StreamYard is what I use here. I'm going to share my screen. Here is your letter of intent. John Smith, 12 College Road. Letter of intent for this property, all filled out for you. Dear John, here's the information. We're offering $5.5 million. We're going to put $55,000 down for earnest money. We're going to do an inspection period, 30 days. It's going to take 45 days for the financing, and we're going to close in 60 days. Everything is all spelled out for you, and then you go ahead and sign it. And down the bottom, here is all the information that we're going to need for the due diligence. You just go ahead and send that right off to him, and you're in business. That's how easy it is. It's so simple to have all of that done. Now, just think about it. When we first started, we looked at Indianapolis. We didn't know much about it, and already within 35 minutes, I made an offer on a property, and I sent it off to the owner. And I can pick up the phone and call the owner if I want. That's how fast Charlie Chat works. And you're now starting to build a database of the best properties that meet your criteria in your market. And we're going to have it set up so that we're going to have 5 different buy boxes where we are always monitoring what's going on in those markets for you, so that every week you're going to turn this on. You're going to get an email sent to your email address, to your inbox, with properties that we think you should be looking at. And you just come on over here to Charlie Chat, pull them right up, and start going after them. And it's all what used to take weeks and sometimes months to get done now can be done in 30 minutes. It's that simple. All right, let's see. What else can I share with all of you? Because there's such cool stuff on Charlie Chat. Let's see. So we did the generating the letters. I showed you about the My Properties. I showed you the cards, the maps. We can see this one. Let me go back to the cards so I can keep it. Let's just say Boise. And we do a search on Boise. Now we look at the map. Here are all the properties I found in Boise. There's the cost. And look, between $1,400 and $1,800 per month rent. We can do a matrix. As you can see, this is Boise, 104 properties. The majority of them are in the sleeper. They're sleeper properties, or we have gold mine properties. We have cautionary properties, and we have fixer-uppers. We can come over here to the analytics. And as you can see in Boise, we've got 100 properties in Boise, and most of them we haven't even looked at yet. If you want to start looking at them, you just come over here, click on the gray. Here they all are. We come over here. We're going to take a look at this one. We're going to send out an LOI. This one, we're going to be an LOI sent, but watch this. Let's say this one, we sent an LOI and we want to follow up on it. And we want to follow up on it today, 08/30/2025. Follow up on LOI sent last week. And I click save. Look what happens. I have a reminder for today. I click on it. Follow up on LOI sent last week. View the property. There it is. It goes, gives a big boulder. That's the property we're looking at. So I'm going to, if I can keep track, I can set tickler file notifications so that I'm following up with these properties. I'm taking another look at them. That's the whole idea, is you're going to be finding deals before the brokers. You're now no longer going to be waiting for the brokers to send you the deals, which is a losing proposition, absolute losing proposition. Because when the broker finally finds one, and you've never met this broker before, you're not going to be the first person he sends the deal to. He's going to send it to the people that he knows can close. And if they don't want it, then it's going to kick down to the other people that he's been talking to. And if they don't want it, then it gets put out on LoopNet. And so you end up getting the dregs, and you're sitting around wondering why you can't find good deals, because you've got to go directly to the owners. Start the conversations with the owners. There's no better way. I'm telling you, folks, we had a deal the other day. One of my students, I love telling the story. One of my students got an offer in from a broker, and the broker sent over this 3-unit for like $750,000 in crappy city in Massachusetts. Okay, so we look at it, and I say, I hate this property. I don't want you buying this property. So, let's take a look at it. I said, well, let's take a look around. So we went on Charlie Chat. We pulled up the street view of this property, and we spun around and looked in the neighborhood. And directly across the street was a 16-unit property, all brick, pitched roofs. I'm like, oh, well, wait a minute. Let's take a look at that property. It was bank owned. And now we're going after finding the bank. We're reaching out to the owner. We're now going after that 16-unit property and kissing the 3-unit goodbye. And if we didn't have Charlie Chat or those tools, and this all took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes to do. If we didn't have this tool, we'd be negotiating with the broker over a crappy 3-unit in Lawrence, Mass. Okay? This thing is going to put you so far ahead of the competition. It's absolutely unbelievable. Now, let me Before I want to go back and just let me make sure I'm doing everything, checking all the boxes. Okay, I showed you how to do the follow-up, the reminder. I'm going to dismiss it. How do you like it? That what we're doing, we're also setting it up so those reminders get sent to your email, so that when you turn on your email, there'll be a reminder from Charlie Chat telling you, hey, we got a property, you got to take action on some property. That way, Charlie Chat is always running in the background for you. All right, so let's take a look at how this works and as far as the different types of programs you can sign up for. So when you come here, or when you even go to the login page, go ahead and click on the pricing section. Now, these are the 4 categories that you can sign up for. Now, note here that under the pricing tab, you can look at the monthly figures or you can look at the annual figures. Okay, so the way this works is you can sign up today and try it out absolutely free. All right. You'll be able to ask me any questions for an unlimited basis. You'll get 250 free property matches like we just did there. If you go out and do a search on your market and it comes up there are 17,000, we're going to give them to you in 10 increments, 10 property increments. But once you get to 250, then you're going to be asked to purchase more credits, or you can upgrade to Charlie Chat Plus, which at Charlie Chat Plus at $75 per month billed annually or $90 per month, that gives you unlimited searches. And also it gives you AI analysis of the broker documents. I didn't even show you that. Look at this, folks. You can come down here, click on this little paperclip, go ahead over here and type in OM. Let's see. Here's a offering memorandum. I can upload the offering memorandum and I can have Charlie Chat go out and analyze the property for me. It's loading it up right now. You can go ahead. Is this a good deal or not? And it's going to take a while, and I'm not going to have all the time to do it. But that's one of the nice things about the Charlie Chat Plus. You will have the ability to upload documents like rent rolls and trailing 12s and offering memorandums into the system. You can't do that on the free version. We're also going to give you access to the marketing tools and the letters of intent. We're going to do advanced property analytics and mapping, just like where you can favorite those properties and we can map them out for you and we can do the analysis for you. And then with Charlie Chat Plus, you get unlimited national property matches every single month. And now under the Charlie Chat Pro, you're going to get everything that the other 2 already have. Plus, I'm going to give you access to my masterclass training program. You're also going to be a member of my Monday Night Live. So every week for 1 hour, you get live access to me. Every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m., you get live access to me and you get to meet everybody else in the Monday Night Live group. People who are going to become your partners, people who are going to invest with you, people you can reach out and talk to for years. I'm always amazed at when students of mine who have been with me for years, they say, hey, I got this deal under contract. We're going after it. I said, who's the who are you doing it with? And he mentions the name of somebody that used to be in my class 10 years ago. And I said, oh my gosh, how's he doing? Great. I met him through your program and he and I kept in touch and we're going after this particular deal. I said, great. That's exactly why I set up the program as I did. That's what we call about United Community Access. Then you're going to have unlimited national property searches every single month as well. So you'll never run out of properties. You can do those 11,000 searches if you so desire. And then finally, for the serious investors, where you get access to my cohort program. That's where we all meet. You have direct access to me. My clients pick up the phone, they call me, I answer it for them. I help them draft the letters of intent, the purchase and sale agreement. I help them create the deal, put everything together. Using the cohort, we all come together to work towards getting the deal closed. That is for the serious investors. It's not available for everyone. You got to be really ready to own a property in the next 12 months. And if you are, this is the program you must be in. One of the biggest things about being in someone's coaching program is, you end up you're given a coach and you never talk to the guru. People in my cohort program not only talk to me, but we talk one-on-one, over the phone, emails. And then the other thing we do is, besides just Monday Night Lives, people in my cohort program, we talk every morning from 8:30 to 9. We have a morning huddle where we talk about what's going on, what they can focus on. It is an absolute blast. We all become friends and we all work together on deals. It is great. I gave them some homework for this weekend, and when they come back together on Tuesday, we're all going to come up with what we're looking for. The homework for the weekend was finding a 20+ unit multifamily bank-owned property in your market. That's the homework, and it's all being done through Charlie Chat. So these are the ways that you can start. So listen, I don't care. Go ahead, sign up for Charlie Chat. For the free version, test it out, find out if it works for you, and you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. Here's a little bit more of the comparative features of what you get in each one of these categories. So make sure, sign up. That Charlie Market Class training is my training. I think it's like 14 classes. Don't hold me to that, where you can go back and watch me teach you everything about multifamily. Here are some frequently asked questions. You can come down here and dig deep. Go ahead and try it out. Any questions? And then also, if you need any help, go ahead and click the help button. If you find a particular market that is not giving you the information that you need, it's probably because we need to analyze it and then tell you how you have to ask Charlie Chat the question correctly. So you come in here and type a question like, how do I sort on number of units in Boise? And you send it on over. Within 24 hours, we're going to be back in touch with you and giving you the right answer for that. So folks, I'm going to jump on over now. I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to come on over here, just start looking at some of these responses. Let's see. Yeah, good morning, Charlie. FBO is indeed for the benefit of. By the way, regarding the message about the lead I have for a completed conversion with a pending certificate of occupancy, I had a fat finger error before I could sign up. Wanted to add, let's talk after the webinar so I am not distracting you from your presentation. Contact me on Tuesday because I am out of here. I got somebody waiting for me and I got to run. So let's talk, or shoot me an email. That'd be great. All right. Oh my God. My cell phone, when combined with fat finger, is wreaking havoc with comms. I wanted to add my cell phone. Oh, sorry, Win. Well, everybody saw it. Win, just give me a call on Tuesday. That'd be great. Greetings. Hey, David, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Gail, quick. Can we add our own custom letters? Yeah. Well, not yet, Gail, but we do give you the ability to download the CSV file and you can do your own mail merge with your own documents. Okay. So it's a little tricky for us to be able to have everybody put up their own documents. And we know that. And we know that people want to have their own documents and be able to do a mail merge. So that's why we allowed you to do the CSV file download, and then you can do your own mail merge. Okay. So we decided that was going to be the easiest way for us to figure this out. Is there any discount for prepaid annual rate? Yes. Win. There is a discount. Take a look at the numbers. When you click on annual, when you click on monthly, it's about a 15 to 18% savings if you pay annually. So go ahead and sign on up and using the annual button, and that'll all make itself clear when you go through the process of putting in your credit card and signing on up. Listen, folks, this has been the first month of Charlie Chat. We just rolled it out, and I can tell you, I know Gail was there when it was in its infancy. And Gail knew that, oh, you know what? This is really cool. I have a lot of friends that could use something like this. But I can guarantee you, Gail of 30 days ago and Gail of today and the Gail of the next 30 days, what they're going to be using is so different. This product has come along drastically over the last 30 days. I'm sure Gail would agree that it is now getting better. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be, within the next 2 weeks, it's going to become mobile. You'll be able to use it on your phone. You're going to be able to track 5, what we're calling, instead of calling them markets, we're calling them buy boxes. You're going to identify 5 buy boxes. And you know how we had that deal pipeline with one big pie chart? When you turn on the deal pipeline, you're going to see 5 buy boxes. And you can monitor right from that dashboard. You'll be able to monitor where you are and looking at deals in all 5 buy boxes. And then the way that the machine learning works is we are going to watch you, and we're going to follow your searches, and we're going to learn about what it is you're looking for. And we're going to take that information and monitor your buy box markets. And then every time a property comes up that fits that criteria, we're going to push it out to you, say, go after this one. And you're going to be able to track these properties. You see, if you're sitting around all day just waiting for the broker to send you a deal, you're never going to find anything. You're just not. You have to get out in front of it, and Charlie Chat's doing it for you. Now, I know a lot of people like, geez, Charlie, I'm afraid to talk to the owner. I'm afraid to do that. Well, yeah. Well, listen, if that's what bothers you, join my program where you get access to me on Monday Night Lives, or join my cohort program, because I'll make the calls with you so that you can have that confidence and we'll be able to speak to the broker at any time. But the beautiful thing about Charlie Chat is if you're afraid, if this is one of your fears, you can hide behind Charlie Chat. Let Charlie Chat send the email for you to that owner. Let Charlie Chat draft the letter for you, and you just put it in an envelope and put a sticker on it, and then follow up with the guy. I mean, let Charlie Chat do a lot of that work so that you don't have to call the broker and talk to them. You're going to go directly to the owner. And well, I'm afraid to talk to the owner. Well, okay, we'll send the owner an email, and we'll hide behind email. We'll make you an email tough guy, as they're all known. All right, let's take another look. Hey again, Charles, we'll call you later Tuesday. Perfect. That sounds good. Gail is an excellent. Definitely check it out. Thank you, Gail. Gail knows it. I mean, and I say that again. After I will make data available by then. What number should I use to call you? Beyond that, I have a great Labor Day. Oh, I'll give you my number. I tell you what, Molly, can you send Win my contact information? So Molly's going to do that offline. Well, with Charlie Chat, you can do your own research and find your own deals. Absolutely. And I do. I'm calling Gail out because the first time I rolled this out, Gail's in my cohort program. The first time I rolled this out, Gail was there. And Gail's a tough critic. She really is. And I appreciate that. That's why this thing got better. And Gail was like, well, can it do this? Can it do that? And at the time, no, it couldn't do many things. But now we are getting to that point where this is a tool that every multifamily investor needs to have. And how cool is it going to be when you're driving around your market with your cell phone in your hand and Charlie Chat's app going live, and you're typing in the addresses and you're finding out the property owner's information and what it's sold for and how many units, and instantly you click on the button and you send that owner a text. Hey, I'm sitting out in front of your property and I'm wondering if you might be interested in selling it. How cool is that? Because we have their landlines and their mobile numbers, and we'll send them a text. Or just click the button. That's where we're going. That is where Charlie Chat is going. It is so cool. Yep, Gail, there she is. She knows it. And I tell you, like I started off by saying, this is something that I've always dreamt about having. And I never, are you kidding me? Who could have figured out that back, 25 years ago when I started in the multifamily business, would be how easy it is to contact the owners and find the deals. And that's all you want to do is just keep talking to the owners. Eventually they sell. Eventually they have to. And if they remember you, if they have you in their cell phone because you've been texting each other, they're going to come to you. That's how you want to do this business. All right, here are your options, folks. And just to answer the question about Win, it's right up here. Annually, you pay $250 times 12, or if you want to do it monthly, it's going to cost you $297 a month. There's the discount. $247 to $250 is the discount for the paying annually. But there are your options. Just go ahead and click Get Access. It's going to take you over to the credit card screen, as you can see here, and there you have it. All right, folks. So good to see you all. Thank you for coming on out. Make sure you sign on up. Fool around with it all weekend. We all have a long weekend. Go ahead and fool around with it, and I guarantee you will have an absolute blast. And you'll be wondering to yourself, what took so long? Why did I didn't I sign up for this earlier? If I had this years ago, I could have run circles around everybody. Go out there and sign on up. Start finding bank-owned properties in your marketplace. Go find the auction properties in your marketplace. Go find those deals, value add properties that everybody says, oh yeah, there's a great value add. Well, go out there and find them before the brokers do. And you can do that all by just sitting, watching college football on Saturday or the NFL on Sunday, and fooling around with the advanced search feature of Charlie Chat. So, all right, everybody, thanks so much for coming. It's been great to have you. Go to the pricing page, sign on up for one of the versions of Charlie Chat. Can't wait to see you. I'll be doing more of these, especially as we keep adding features to Charlie Chat, which is every week. As a matter of fact, I spoke to my developer the other day, and we're pushing out a bunch of changes in the next week. It's just going to keep getting better. So go ahead and sign on up, and we will. Hopefully, I'll see you on Monday nights. That's the best way, folks. If you want to talk to me, signing up for Charlie Chat Plus, Charlie Chat Pro, the $297 per month feature, and I will see you every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, I'm signing off. Great to see everybody, and I'll chat later. See ya.